Welcome to the Boricua Culture Mix. I'm one of your hosts, Wilma Lebron Moore.
And I'm Dayan Rivera.
And this is where la isla meets the diaspora.
Échate pa' acá,
te hice café.
Hola, hola.
Hey, hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes, you are. Toy, you know what? It's been a long fight. It's been a long journey, but I'm glad that you're feeling better, listeners. We're recording later on the week because our homie wasn't feeling well. Somos
It's
dos
not like
gente
feeling well como que,
normal.
yeah, but it's not feeling well like de que estaba enferma or something like that. Nah. Let me hacerte un cuentito corto largo. O largo corto. Sorry. Like how you say.
Long story medium.
Exactly. So, I've been in my health journey because, tenemos que ser un poquito más healthy over here. So I
Okay.
go and I'm doing that, right? I haven't done exercise in a minute because I'm going to be very honest with myself.
You a human being?
Huh?
I said you a human being. Life be life.
Yeah, exactly. I have my only exercise is running cuando Jelani me corre por toda la casa. That's it. But, other than that, I was like, okay, you know what? I decided to like stretch, walk for 15 minutes and, on the walking pad that I have, me pongo a hacer eso, I take a shower, I go and I put clothes on, cuando me estoy poniendo las clothes, boop, a burning sensation through my spine goes up, and clack, I pinch a nerve. Yo parecía como si yo tuviera 70 años. Literally. That's how I felt the whole week. Because it was like so bad to get out of bed, to move, and the burning sensation through my whole leg. So yeah.
That's scary.
Estamos aquí on our 30s going on 70s. But
no diga eso. We have a lot to live for.
That's true. No, but that's how I felt, right? Like the whole week felt like, oh my God, like what's happening? But thank to the Lord, we're good. We're good. We went to the doctor gave some medication, and homegirl has to do some PT.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Bueno, gloria a Dios you are doing well. The reason why we had to delay is because Josie couldn't sit or stand for too long.
No.
And that was not okay. And I didn't want her to be uncomfortable because guess what? At the end of the day, we are two regular people trying to get it together. So why would I sit there and be like, no, you have to record? Like, I hope that, for our followers, que le dan give us grace.
Yes. Please do. Please do. Those are okay. I think they do.
I think so too.
Because, girl, lo que nosotros hacemos aquí.
Bay to the B, okay? But no, I was so glad that you told me that you got an appointment as soon as you did, and that you were feeling better in that space because I tú eres mi amiga and I want you to sentirte bien. Also, you're not just a co-host here, you are a mommy. You have a whole world. Como se dice, como jura, mama. I'm a mommy.
I'm a mama.
He's like a dog mom. Like, why would he say that? Like, why would he ask that woman? Was she a mom of a human fucking child? Anyway, already going off the rails.
You listen, this is how we do it here.
Pero I am glad that you're feeling better.
Thank you.
And that allows us to just take care of yourself, check in. Sometimes people, in real life, this is a good lesson. Like sometimes you're like, oh, yo no puedo hacer, I can keep going. No, el cuerpo te llama, and sometimes the cuerpo te dice, it's time out, siéntate. And that too is still wellness. That too is still, doing things for yourself.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad that Josie was able to hit me up and be like, yo no puedo. And I was like, you know what, you're right. I don't even know why I didn't even ask to reschedule. Like, why did I think you were willing to do this?
No, nosotros vivimos en esta era donde todo es tan fast paced, right? Like we're doing 20 things at the same time that, I was talking, Joey's like, well, I guess, God was telling us like, girl, you have to chill. We have to chill. right? Y vivimos en este fast pace que a veces no nos damos cuenta que también necesitamos descansar, nuestro cuerpo y nuestra mente, because si esos dos no están, like, listen, estamos mal.
Yeah.
So, it's
And ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
no, that's right.
But also shout out to that man you with, because he stepped up.
Listen, he came through. Okay.
He stepped
The
up.
way he told me the other day, I was like, listen, when you are back at it, it's all you, girl.
He said,
I am clocking out.
you know what, Tavi, and I agree. No, he's really stepped up, and I'm glad that you have that type of support and
Yes,
partnership,
yes.
because I would have to tell you to leave that man if he
That's
was
it.
not with you.
That's it.
And I'm not a fan of telling women to leave people, but sometimes you got to be like, is this who you want to be with? Listen, I would want it for me. Like, don't be out here if I was with somebody's dusty son, don't just be like, oh, okay, girl. No. Dígame, you are with this dustiness. Like, why?
Mama.
Listen, that's the problem. Que no, la gente no dice nada. Y después, they break up, and then it's like, well, actually, I really never liked them. You needed to say that earlier. Had me out here looking like Boo Boo the fucking fool. But I'm glad I don't have that issue. I love that man I married.
Good. You see?
No, pero I'm glad that you're feeling way, way better. Y yo, mija, aquí pasándola.
Eso mismo te iba a preguntar. ¿Cómo tú? How was your week?
Girl, my week been weekend. I have had a lot of stuff to do. I got multiple jobs, multiple initiatives.
Listen, you're everywhere.
Yeah, girl, I had to, just a lot of stuff's been going and doing, and I
Good.
had like this week I was just like, Father God, make it be a Friday. Just please get me to Friday. So that's how I've been with all the responsibilities, como dice Angelica Pickles. All the responsibilities that I have. I'm tired, but also grateful. This is what I
Good.
asked for, so this is what I got.
Yeah, that is good. That's good.
So we got a show we're gonna run to you. We try to say we're gonna keep it short, but we're gonna keep it medium because we yapasauruses over here.
Dude.
So we're going to talk about last episode. We talked about two major things. One, that's that we not playing. If you are out there and are willing to give us tutorials via Zoom, Google
Listen.
Meets,
We're here
Teams,
for it.
baby, I got DoorDash money for you, okay? I can't pay you in lots and lots of money, but I can get you a meal or two.
There you go. There you go.
We pay in food and kindness, because our sound engineer is me and her.
Okay.
So we
Don't
need
be
it. So
judging.
vamos, build this community. Vamos a enseñarnos.
Exacto. Yeah, absolutely.
And so, that's the decisions and stands. If you're really about that life and you really want to help your
Mm-hmm.
girls,
Please do.
email us at Boricua Culture Mix or slide in any of our DMs. We're on TikTok, Boricua Culture Mix Pod. También on Instagram, Boricua Culture Mix Pod. Blue Sky, Boricua Culture Mix. Mire, manda un smoke signal. We will meet you virtually wherever you at. If you're locally, déjanos saber. We'll go out to eat. We'll bring our computers. We'll bring the hotspots to do a quick tutorial. Like, ayúdanos, help us, okay?
Please do.
So that we can build this out. Then we got for the roster for today, we have what predictions did we predict or ask for
Okay.
that came true at the residency?
Because Walter Mercado is in us. Okay.
He is my spiritual advisor, even though he up there with Jesus and
Yep.
Superman.
Yep.
We also got RIP to the legend Eddie Palmieri.
Yes.
We have a quick snippet. J. Cole was out here doing some stuff he shouldn't have been doing in Miami.
Girl.
And then we have a brief overview of Objetivo Fama's second episode.
Mhm.
Y we're gonna run down a few top Puerto Rican headlines. And we're closing it out with Molusco. You good? Is the lights on? Is the lights on? Dot, dot, dot.
No, I cannot.
Is the lights on? ¿Y qué tu precio?
Hay un precio.
No, pero ¿qué es el precio tuyo?
Pero
Because it looks like it don't take much.
¿el mío o el de él?
El de Molusco.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks like it don't take much. But we'll get into that. So,
yeah.
dale. Let's go to the top of the roster. Josie, dígame, what came true that we said we would love to see?
Listen, es que Walter Mercado, es que tú sabes, nos envió esa vibra.
Hijo, con mucho
amor.
Oh, I miss him. I miss him
Too.
Like,
was,
I miss my mom telling me to shut the hell up so she can listen.
I know. And when it was close to yours, you're like, wait, don't even talk. Because now it's mine. Like, it was like a slight second. If not, you missed it. And you have to like, well, you can't record it because by that time you couldn't record
it. Right. Nope, there was no recording.
Yeah. No, pero, yeah, so vimos que durante el pasado fin de semana en la residencia de Bad Bunny estaba nada más y nada menos que cantando lo que le pasó a Hawái a la cantante puertorriqueña Cani García. ¿Y quién más estaba ahí, mamá?
Wow. The one that I went, so very, very, very dopely, René Residente was there, and he had a shirt on.
He did.
And I was like, espérate, 1868, 1950 y 2019. And I'm like,
Yep.
So I was like, okay. You said I'm going to come here, but I'm going to come and make a statement.
Like he always does.
Okay, and I love that. I love that. And guess what that all was in reference to Puerto Rico? It was 1868 is El Grito de Lares. Right? Before we get to 1950, I believe it's the massacre that happened in Jayuya, in Utuado, which, kids, if you ever hear the government will never bomb its own people, guess what they did? They bombed. Puerto Rico was the first people of its own citizens that they bombed.
Yep. So
well, no, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true.
De Jayuya fue más bien because, you know, it was when it was like when the people were trying to do a rebellion, is how you say it?
Yeah.
But independence, right?
But to autocorrect and realize that's not true because they bombed Tulsa. They bombed African Americans in Tulsa. They've drowned out cities in Atlanta. So that's not entirely true. But when they've acquired a territory, they did bomb us in 1950. So that was that in reference to in that particular date. So I wanted to make that correction. And in 2019, el verano de 2019, el verano de Ricky Renuncia, which Residente was also there, presente, that was a very bold statement of, we are here, we've been here with resistance, we've been here rebelling.
Yep.
And we're going to be here. And I would have loved if the shirt said a future date for independence.
Wow. But I think it's como so, tú sabes, él usó la plataforma de Bad Bunny, que Bad Bunny está haciendo, like, you know, what he's doing with his residency, we haven't been there yet, but what we have heard from people that have gone, from friends that have said, like, listen, like, you know, one of my good friends, Adriel, he went last week, and he's mentioned, he's like, Diane, when you go, you're going to cry. You know, like, stop. And he's like, you're going to cry because you were born there. Like, it's going to hit you. Like, he said, like, I wasn't born in Puerto Rico, but, you know, I am from from Puerto Rican heritage. That's how you say it?
Yeah.
He's like, and mi pelo separaron, like, it's a whole experiences, like, and you that you're from there, you're gonna cry. And I'm like, stop. So, you know, like, hearing those things is like, okay, all right, like, you know, you can see other videos that we have seen, but he said, like, that doesn't make justification.
No, that's why people was like, yo no quiero ver, mira, show me anything, because I know that when I go there and feel it for myself, bro, there's just no other way. It doesn't matter what I saw. It's like I'm experiencing this with all of my senses. Like, I'm going to feel it fully.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bring it on.
Yeah. No, he literally said the same thing. It's like, like when you experience it, it's like what he did is like, and it's so funny because even before we had the pod and we were talking about this album, right? Like off,
Hmm.
like, us talking,
Yeah,
I was
pre-pod days,
pod
pre-pod
this,
days.
yeah,
When
right. And
Josie was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I was like,
yeah,
we have to.
but like one of the things that the first time that I heard the album and I mentioned it to you guys is like, this is a love letter to Puerto Rico, right?
Absolutely.
And it's literally, that's what he said, like, it's like a love letter to Puerto Rico, like
Wow.
it's beautiful. Oh my god, so I'm so excited,
I
right?
am so
um
and plus Adrian had really good
he
seat.
did he had the perfect view. I was like, that's awesome. um
Loki, Adrian, you got money. I love your life. I be stalking you on the gram.
No, but going back to the context of like Residente, right? It's like what
Mhm.
Bad Bunny is doing is like, I feel like Residente is like, listen, this is where we have to showcase, sorry,
Yes, okay,
right?
showcase. Yeah.
Because
It's okay. It's okay. We cleaning it up here. Tú
aquí
dices la
estamos.
cosa como es.
Mira, listen, I have to tell you something. I just saw a video on YouTube, no, on the socials, that in Puerto Rico, McDonald's, and this is a ad not paid, McDonald's went and changed how you pronunciate every single item
Are you
in
serious?
their menu, and how you pronounce it. It's like, so like nuggets, right? It's like
Uh-huh.
nugget, and literally is how it spell it out for you, like how to order it in Puerto
That's
Rico.
pretty dope.
It's
That's pretty
super
dope.
cool. It's super cool. So the whole menu is like that. Um,
I mean, they're a huge conglomerate or whatever, but
yeah,
it's also how you show up in a space that isn't your
yeah.
like,
Like you're using it perfectly, right, with what's happening in the island and everything going on. But I think nos estamos peleando con esto. Espérate.
right, right, right. So
Lo que pasa, lo hacemos
so
chiquito para grande.
again, we be going off the rails. That's why I be having to keep us on point. Boom, check it. So Residente was there. So we talked about how he utilized that platform, the
Mhm.
love letter to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Cani Garcia hizo lo que le pasó a Hawaii beautifully. Oh my, like I like and like what we said last week. I believe it was you, Josie, that said you love how he's been giving these artists that he invites to make the song their own.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh my gosh, like just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, moving along in some sad news, the Latin music world lost one of their greatest pioneers. Eddie Palmieri passed away on August 6th, in his home in Hackensack, New Jersey. He was the beautiful age of 88, after
Yeah.
a prolonged illness. His daughter, Gabriela, had confirmed his passing. I have talked about this before on the pod. Like listening to music, like was something that connected me with my parents, especially growing up, and connected me to the culture. And that wasn't just salsa; it was Latin jazz, it was guaguancó, it was boogaloo. My dad was such a and still is such a huge like prominent of music, and I can remember the first time I heard "Vámonos pa'l monte."
Hmm.
Monte Bawarachal, and just being like, whoa, I love what I'm hearing, like,
Yeah.
and like the breakdown when those old school songs that they would give like the percussion some time to shine, and the horns and things of that nature, the bass. He was an absolute amazing pianist, and Bad Bunny also gave him un homenaje on when they found they played Vámonos pa'l Monte, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
at the residency. So he just gave such a amazing renowned sound, blending Afro-Cuban rhythms and jazz and funk and soul. Um just what a amazing contribution to music, and may he rest in peace. And yeah, I was kind of sad. I was
Yeah.
sad to hear that, and it was also a beautiful moment to connect and be like glad that I was introduced to his music. So
Right. Right.
yeah, so he had passed on August 6th.
Yeah. And the fact that that Bad Bunny recognized that, right, too, and
Mhm.
he was able to give that tribute to it
That's
too.
right.
It shows the respect for for his music and what he did for the music as well.
For sure, for sure.
Pero
Okay.
tú sabes, yo lo que quería decir primero, y creo que estoy como all over the place como todo el tiempo,
No, claro, claro. It
pero
can be us if we're not like ADHD.
Listen, you diagnosed me with that, so.
I did, and we're sticking with it because it's true.
But listen, este es como que, pues, eso es lo que pasa en mi mente, son como 20 cosas done to the same time. Pero, no, lo que quería decir que se me fue el hilo cuando estabas hablando de lo de Residente. It was literally lo que quería decir era que como, ellos están usando esto para poder hacer un movimiento de que la gente se eduque más, right? Because,
Yeah.
y que no se haga simplemente ahora por, la euforia que está creando con Bad Bunny con su disco y con la residencia, like everybody's so proud of Puerto Rico and blah, 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 right? Like, it's more of like, educate yourself in that sense of learning of like what this island has gone through, right? So that way you can understand why we're fighting for what we want, right? Yo creo que eso es bien importante, y el hecho que están usando la música, right? Porque es lo que nos une, porque eso es algo que nosotros celebramos mucho, right? Y la cultura. And I think like Bad Bunny has nailed it with it, right? And of course we haven't watched the show yet, but for what we can see, it's
I just know I'm at the plane ride back home already, not wanting to go back home. That's where I'm at. Because I know I'm gonna have a great time. Because I have a great time any other time when I go to Puerto Rico. But I just know this particular time I'm gonna look at my husband and be like, "You won't have to go out me. I'm gonna buy this land with these chickens, and I'm gonna send for you, bro. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Like I'm gonna sit there and be like, ¿qué tenemos en Filadelfia en sí que no podemos estar en las millas? And he's gonna be like, Wilma, no, not right now.
No, pero tú sabes, yo creo que también es bien, y yo creo que nosotros estamos siendo parte de eso, de esa resistencia of like, pero like más contemporánea, like we're using our voices, we're using our talent, right? Like them as artists, us as using our voices para representar esa resistencia, because we're like, listen, no, like there's a better way of doing this, right? Like we have the capability of being un mejor país y poder demostrarle al mundo, like we do it all the time with our artists, we do it all the time with our our athletes, like atleta, todo el mundo. So yo creo que nosotros le debemos demostrar al mundo que podemos hacerlo, y yo creo que está llegando el momento de que nosotros podemos hacerlo por nosotros mismos, right?
Claro,
Para ese orgullo boricua que sea realmente para defender a tu país. I think that's where that got me, right? When I saw him with the shirt, it's like, like that's what like resonated to me.
And also too, like back to the Eddie Palmieri situation of the show. For me, I look at it as Benito being like, yes, I'm here and I'm globally, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for music like
Right.
this.
Exactly.
Right. And I just love that homenaje. I just loved it. I remember I was watching it all over socials, being like, el diablo, es que uno tiene que tener, like, it's one thing to be a great artist, but it's another thing to be a great student of your craft.
Yeah.
And know, okay, aquí vamos pagar los respetos como tenemos que hacer.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So moving on, did you see what happened with Jaco?
Listen.
Bro, what's going on? Why you look like that?
Like, I mean, yo no sé. Empieza tú con él.
Okay,
Like,
so boom Jaco. Over the weekend, Jaco was Jaco, reggaetonero, prominent reggaetonero from Puerto Rico, was arrested in Miami, Florida for possession of marijuana and that booger sugar. Okay. He has then posted his $3,000 bill, pero amiguito, ¿qué es lo que está pasando?
So,
like with the marijuana, not so much. Everybody has, whatever. And if not, whatever. Pero that white girl is crazy. That cocaine's a hell of a drug.
tú sabes lo que pasa, es que yo no sé si esto tenga que ver o no, pero él estaba teniendo, lo último que él ha publicado, él no ha
Mhm.
tirado música nueva, right?
Right, right, right.
En un buen tiempo. Y lo último que él ha hecho en his Twitter, lo que él ha
Mm.
dicho, you know, es como si él se estuviera despidiendo de la música.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, like one of his last publications was like, espero que les haya dejado buena música y que siempre me recuerden por el amor que le puse a esto. Los amo.
Mm.
So, you know, things like that, it's like he's not okay, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly he's having a very hard time with his team,
Mm.
and he wants to get out of it. So, but so we don't know cuántos discos o canciones él debe a este contrato que tiene con este
Ah, yeah,
equipo.
yeah. Mhm.
So I don't know if that's why he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna retire, right? Like kind of a thing.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that has to do with it, right? And that's why we're seeing this from him.
Right.
But
I can see that, like just being so fed up with stuff.
yeah.
Pero amiguito, papi, that's not how we do it. So ojalá, you get it together. Ojalá you get the necessary the resources to move forward. I would hate to hear, kind of like when it comes to like the rap world of like these young rappers who lose their lives or too soon in their career or just spiral. I would hate for that to happen to you. So I hopefully you and your team can come to some type of understanding and you can get the resources that you need.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Moviendo. So, este fin de semana, you know what I didn't do?
Why?
I didn't watch Objetivo Fama. That's what I didn't do.
You see, you stop
Boom
doing
check. So, hold on. So, in my defense, which is not much of a defense,
it.
we was watching this other show that really had our attention. And then by the time I looked up, I was like, que será media? Like, the show done finished. So I was like, fuck. And then life kept going on. And I was like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to like at least get clips by the time we record, which was supposed to be Sunday.
Mhm.
And then life kept lifing some more. And I was like, damn, now it's Wednesday. And guess what I didn't do? I still ain't watch it. So
Wow.
you
No,
you
but you
did
know
like
what? I got you. I got you.
that's
I
right.
got
That's
it.
right. So
I got
dale.
it because
Give us a little
I,
recap.
but te voy a ser bien honesta. I watched like half of it. I didn't watch it all. But
You
I
watch
got
more
the
than me,
most
baby girl.
important
You
parts
watch more
of
than
it.
me.
You know. Pero we're here for it. We're here for it. Bueno, pues, ¿qué podemos decir de Objetivo Fama? So, Objetivo Fama, so what I saw, what I was able to catch, and sorry guys, I promise that we will do better. We will do
Yes, yes.
better. Pero lo que pasó fue que no hubo eliminación. So, los dos personas que estaban nominadas, que I think it was Rafael y Miguel Ángel, that's their names, no fueron, se quedaron en la competencia. So, no hubo una eliminación. So I think that helped them, be a little bit more calm. And the craziest thing is that one of the guys that was nominated, Rafael, he did a duo with another of the contestants. That his name is Dionisio, and I think he is Colombian, if I'm not
Mm.
mistaken. But they did Una fan enamorada de Silvana y Florentino. Okay,
No way. Now I really have. Now I feel
you
like
have to.
I needed
You
to see.
have
That was
to.
my childhood.
Yes, mine too. So they got a soberbio from one of the judges that is very
Wow.
known, Suedo. He's known for giving soberbios when he hears a very good presentación, right?
Yeah.
Pero la cosa crazy fue que en esta presentación, and that's why I want you to go and watch it,
Okay.
because everybody in the crowd, like, they were on their feet, right? Like,
Wow.
they le dieron una ovación por el gran dúo, por la gran canción que hicieron con este dúo de Una fan enamorada. So I was like, oh my God, I
Wow.
love that,
That's so cool.
So it was kind of cool to see that, right? They gave una inmunidad to one of them, so he's not going to be he's not going to be nominated, right? His name is Valente.
Okay.
So, he had a very good presentation. And then, las nominadas, acá ahora son dos chicas que están nominadas, bueno, no, tres, perdóname, si no me equivoco. Es Genoveva, Santiago y Noelis. Noelis, she was straight, nominated because she forgot the song that she was singing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it's por los nervios, like,
Lo nervio. And I think it was her birthday too.
oh,
So I
that's a
was
lot
like,
going
wow,
on.
like, yeah, it was a lot going on. She's the youngest of the crew. But she was saved by so la gente puede votar
Ah, okay.
por eso. So ella fue salvada. So creo que ahora Genoveva y Santiago, si no me equivoco, son los que son nominados para la próxima gala. But you know who was el jurado invitado? It was
I was
Ken
just
White.
gonna ask you who was it.
Yeah, it was Ken White. He was there. He did
No
a
way!
song. Yeah.
Aquí, then why?
Hmm. So it's kind of
Wow.
cool seeing all these artists like being part of the show,
For
and coming
sure.
in and showing new songs, right? We had Elvis Crespo the first gala, and then this one we have Ken White. So seeing like it's Puerto Rican, talent there. Also, of course, gente de la diáspora, y gente de otros países también que son parte del programa. Pero ver que cómo se está viendo el hecho de que no, like artists like Ken Y are there and giving, um, su point of view of the presentation of these people and giving them advice. I think it's so cool, right? It's so cool that they have that opportunity to do that. So, mucho está pasando.
Okay,
So,
okay.
lo que sí tenemos es que para la próxima, we're gonna deep dive a little bit more on those, lo mejor de la gala, right? Y cómo la gente puede votar por su favorito. We have to decide a favorite one before they eliminate somebody. So we have
No,
another
no,
week.
I need to get into it for sure, for sure. So that just lets me know I need to set my little alarm, my
Yeah.
little reminder, so that
Mhm.
I can have it.
The good
Bueno.
thing is that para la gente de la diáspora, they are doing a repeat. So I learned the other day that so the show airs on Saturdays. It starts at 8 p.m. and then on Sundays they do a repeat of the show on the same channel on Estrella TV for the people in the diaspora. So kind of cool, right? That you can see it. Like if you missed it on Saturday, you can see it on Sunday. And also, of course, in the website and the socials, they have a little bit of the videos of the different interpretaciones que están haciendo la gente.
Exacto. Bueno, from Objetivo Fama, because this is the Boricua Culture Mix, we're gonna still stay in Puerto Rico. Josie, I'm gonna run through some Puerto Rican headlines
Mhm.
before we get to our major dun 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 conversation. So, we mentioned, as we always do, Benito Martinez Ocasio. He got that residency going Hoppington. However, comma, there is a controversy because people are getting scammed.
Mhm.
You heard it here, folks. Please be very careful with these resellers because a lot of folks are selling tickets that they don't even have. And then people have brought tickets, Airbnbs, and they go to the concert y no tienen tiquella. Or I've seen this one in particular on TikTok where they had the ticket, but the reseller sold that ticket multiple times over.
Yeah.
And so they had like pretty much kicked them out because in the trolley they were like, bueno, we're gonna honor whoever was here first. So please be very careful. At this point I understand this is a cultural moment, but be very, very careful because it has been generating so many scams. So cuídate, there's a lot of fake tickets out
Mhm.
there. Purchase from an only verified source. And pay with traceable methods like your credit card or PayPal. Don't be out here cash apping Atiachi Mobile because you're going to get scammed.
Mhm. Yeah.
Also, in sad news, our Puerto Rican Little Leaguers were eliminated from the League World Series by Venezuela. Bendito. But Also, shout out to y'all to making it that far.
Right, I was
So,
gonna say, I was like, shout out that they even got, all the way through there.
right. So the Venezuela team will come and continue, and I believe they had the game in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I don't even know where that's at. And the Venezuelan team, along with all the others, will continue to move in the series and go to Canada. So sorry, pero y'all made it super far to even get there. So we're proud of you. And next is a tragedy that occurred on August 10th. A 25-year-old New Yorker, Kevin Mares, was fatally shot in the La Perla neighborhood of San Juan after visiting for Bad Bunny's concert residency. Um, Very sad. Rest in peace to that young man. We don't have all the full details as to like what happened in the space, but this is also for those who are still visiting, like be careful. And going in spaces like, La Pela is not a neighborhood that anyone should just be going in and out of. You have residents from the island que te dicen, yo ni voy ahí, yo vivo aquí. And I think that Josie, you also spoken to that, like sometimes you kind of need like a guy, like before you could like really get into like the deep parts, and also tourist behavior. And I'm not saying that this is what Kevin did. I'm not gonna say that, but a lot of folks like are recording and taking pictures, and they've been met with hostility. Like what I
Yeah,
mean, like don't do that here. Again, not saying that that's what Kevin has done, but please be very careful if
please do.
I don't know what gets in people's mind. And again, I'm not saying that, this is what in Kevin's case, but the need to have like a poverty tour, like if it's like some type of zoo exhibit, is crazy to me. If you won't go to the most dangerous and dilapidated neighborhood in your own space, why would you do that on vacation?
I think it's also, not knowing, right? Like, I think we have mentioned it in previous pod where, like, when you go to a different country, that you have to educate yourself.
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
like, at least, ChatGPT can help you, or
It
Google
be
just
helping
for
us.
absolutely, but also it's like, I think we have to do a better job of like, yeah, we can be very adventurous and but at the same time being cautious too of like learning more of the country and how, like, even from the like the politics of the country,
For
like the
sure, for
rules, like,
sure.
all those kind of things. I think a lot of people take it for granted, right? Like they go and
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm a tourist, like, you know um
Or I'm American, so like there's this
right,
entitlement, and again, we're not saying
yeah,
that this is
no,
Kevin's case.
absolutely not,
This
absolutely
is
not.
something completely different, so that
This is
I don't
completely
want
different,
the
absolutely.
soundbite to be like, "Oh, está no tienen empatía." Like that's not what
Right,
we're saying.
no, 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 no.
That's a tragedy. I couldn't imagine, my child going on vacation and then not coming
Mhm.
back. And I don't
Right.
even got nobody's children,
Mhm.
so that's just sad. And, a young life, 25 years old, have a whole life ahead of him. So we don't know the full details other than, he was in La Pela after the concert, being there for the concert, and unfortunately was fatally shot.
No, he never made it to the concert.
No,
So,
hold on.
right.
Let me see
No,
what
he never
little
made
boy.
it. So he was so the what happened is on Saturday he went out with friends and then they ended
Mm,
up going into um to La Bella late at night, and they were going to go to the concert on that Sunday.
got it,
So
got it.
things happened like Sunday, over like la madrugada del domingo, and that Sunday he was gonna attend the concert.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Mhm.
Oh man. Well,
Pero todo,
sending his family
yeah,
a lot of like prayers and strength. Like I said, I couldn't imagine
no,
a child of mine, regardless of whatever age, going on vacation and not coming back.
mhm,
So sorry to the Modest family. And for those who are going to be visiting from here until September when the residency wraps up, be careful.
please do.
We want you to enjoy the island. We want you to enjoy an authentic experience, but use discernment. Like,
Mm-hmm,
I'm from Camden, and I know better than to go into certain areas, even though I am from South Camden. I
mm-hmm.
mean, it's to the point where people are like, "Oh, you were in here?" Yes, and now I'm back home because guess what? I'm not staying here this long. I'm seeing my mama and my one friend that still live there, and I'm coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
So
absolutely.
weaving thing, and again, sorry to that family. That's a true tragedy.
Prayers to all of them.
Sí, sí. And justicia, ¿verdad? Que they can find
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
proper answers, and a long road to managing grief, because
Yes,
when you experience a loss, I don't think that there's an actual healing. There's just a
no,
managing grief.
that's right.
Moving on. Pueblo de Puerto Rico.
Not like, you know what? I need to look for that soundbite. Like, oh my.
Not till we might have to pay her. We ain't got it. We barely got it to pay a sound engineer. I'm paying people with DoorDash, bro. Nah, pero okay, boom, check it. So we were originally gonna record on Sunday, and I had like saved Mac clips or whatever, because I'm like, Molusco's always like yelling on a mic to something,
Yeah.
and then I was listening. I had to put the pods in because I was at work, and I was like, let me put my pods in because I'm supposed to be working, and I'm over here finding things for the pod. And he's like, it sounds like a commercial for Luma, and I was like, espérate, am I? Not the same dude who was like, me cago en la crica de tu maíz de Luma, right? Because he was like, es una mierda, que si esto es una porquería. I was like, not that, not Jorge Molusco Pavón, um, who openly critically criticized Luma Energy, was out here like, oh, by the way, they're gonna be here doing this and doing that, and I was like, So I said this to my good homie Josie, and she was like, yeah, girl, they lighting his ass up over
They
here.
are. They
They are
are.
lighting his ass the hell up. But Diablo, I wish I could have saved the one TikToker. I'm by the time this goes, I want to make sure that we give her credit. But she like eloquently like read Molusco for filth, like, and basically was like, I don't understand why y'all are confused, because this man has been this way. And what she means by being a grifter, being basically like like um este being up for
Many.
sale, yeah, being up for sale for the highest bidder. So she was like, why are y'all confused about your confusion? And I was like, you know what, you're right, why am I confused?
Yeah.
But she did it so eloquently. I hope that I can find the clip from here into the time we post. But she did a better job of like gathering these things. I was just more so like, again, back from last week's spotlight, porque sí, like,
Yeah.
sometimes like, and he said it himself, the internet never forgets.
Right.
So so my
That
thing
was
is,
my whole point with it too.
right, like, the internet doesn't forget. So it's like, are we supposed to just be like, oh yeah, like, no, this energy company has done this country so wrong.
Mhm.
I don't think there is no repairing the public relations portion of it, right?
No,
And
I think they tried, and this is where this is where he lost me, right?
yeah,
So the whole thing is that you go all in this Luma, and to be very honest, it could be Luma, it could be another company. It's gonna happen the same exact thing. It's just that it's Luma at this point, right?
yeah,
But if another company comes in with a different name, it's gonna happen the same exact thing. Puerto Rico needs to redo their whole energy system, right? Like we are with años y años y años atrás in in infrastructure for the energy of the island.
right,
And Luma, whoop, they got the contract and they were the ones that, oh crap, now we're in all this, right? But Maluka has been one of these people where he has been all this time like being like quote unquote advocate,
yeah,
right, for the
yeah,
island.
yeah,
And in some extents he had like the como que el apoyo de la gente, right? But I
yeah,
think on this one, I saw it from two different ways, right? The first one was just like, okay, he is he has his own company right now, Molusco TV, and this is where
mm-hmm,
all this came about. They have a show. The show is called El Refugio, and
mm,
what happened is that they started doing some promotions of informing people of what Luma is doing in the island. Like, oh, they're fixing 20 potes, right, across the island in this city, blah, 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 right? And they have like a banner coming up on the show about Luma. And not like 2 months ago, they had somebody from Luma, because they were criticizing the whole documentary that they did
Right.
about Luma, right?
Right.
And he went in, and I was looking at it from that perspective. I was like, was this all part of it though? Like, it comes with the
Right.
documentary.
It comes like it was
The
never
movie.
objective. Like it was never
Right. Like,
really
yeah,
like this
like
was
that's
the setup. This was always the setup.
exactly. That's how I saw it. Because it's like, well, this cannot be coincidental that, the documentary comes in. They're clean. They're trying to clean their image, right, in the island. And why not do it with the number one, podcast in Puerto Rico right now, that it's Molusco, right? So when I think that's what they use as an open door. But I think my frustration with this is that you cannot come here and say 2 weeks ago criticizing somebody else in another radio station because you're saying that higher ups go to the talent and tell them like, oh, you can't talk about so and so from the government. Oh, chill with that topic about the
Right.
government. Don't like do this and that. And he was criticizing those people. And here I'm seeing is like, bro, you did the same thing with your own company. You like,
Mm.
this is the most bizarre thing, because he said, and he apologized, right? And he said, I'm so sorry. Like, I was just trying to do it in a way of informing people, being responsible for that. My sales team came in with the idea, and I should have looked into this before accepting it. And I was like, nah, I'm
Nah, bro,
sorry, but
there's
I can't buy
contracts in
it.
place, bro. There's contracts
I
in place
can't buy it.
where you tell people where to deposit the money. So please stop
Yeah.
playing with me. Stop
And
playing with
listen,
me.
and
This
I
is ad
understand that.
space. This is ad
Yeah,
space that's paid for. You gotta
exactly.
pay for that. There's a fiscal
Hmm.
department. Like there's people who sign off on it. Like please stop playing with me.
And he's the owner. Like,
Right.
what are we talking
Right.
about
That
here? You
part.
know what I mean?
That
And
part.
this is what happens when you get to a point where you have a team, and I completely get that. But at the same time, and I have seen this in the last of his episodes, you can see that he forgets things because he's living
Mm.
in this world where it's fast paced. He wants to be everywhere and like he doesn't want to miss something,
He wants
and
to
he
be the
wants to
breaking
jump
news.
in
He
the
wants to
wagon.
be the first
Yes,
one.
yes. And by doing that, you're not being authentic to yourself. You're
Bro,
jumping
you're
on the
also not a
wagon.
journalist because a journalist
No, no,
knows
he's
that there's
not.
principles of
He's not.
integrity. A journalist
Yeah,
knows that it's not about just being the first to report, but it's being the first to report facts,
exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just want to
Yeah.
be on trend. That's
Yep.
not always the most integral thing, right? That's not the
No.
most um hard hitting thing, right? And also too like it's so how can I put this? It's so disheartening because again, it's not like I had faith in
Yes.
him. I don't have no faith in no man. Um listen, mm-mm. Listen, they're disappointed. Except for that man I married. I and like four, I'm gonna take that back. I got like four men that I'm like, y'all good. The rest of y'all, ooh, I need to make an appointment and talk to the lady about y'all things. But other than that, mm-mm. Because it's this like it's not like I believed in you. It's not like, oh my God, my superhero, the cape is off. No, I
Mhm.
always knew you're in media, right? And it's about clicks and we're all participating in this capitalistic hellscape of a world. So everything about what you do is about the clicks that get converted into dollars, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That is the disheartening part when it comes to Puerto Rico because here we are again in a space that you have access to and you're selling the island in another way
Right. Yep.
because you could have stayed in an advocate place and
Mhm.
you could have kept your foot on their fucking necks and say
Yep.
do better for the people of this island,
Mhm.
but instead you ain't need that extra money. And maybe I'm pocket watching, but you do well.
Absolutely.
You could have probably slept better with your integrity in check and not did that, right? Because yeah, they paid you for advertising space, but did they really fix the shit that they need to fix? Or we're in hurricane season from here until like what, October for the island. Are the folks going to be able to get the things they need during that time if God forbid the power goes out?
Right. I
Or
mean,
like Benito said from his last show, this is the only place where I gotta pay 15 type of generators and plants to make sure that things run well, because of the energy grid that we pay for here.
yep, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. But the crazy thing is like how he tries to portray like I care for my island, and to an extent, I can believe him, right?
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, I can believe that he loves his country, yes. But when you're telling me that, oh, I accepted this proposal porque se relacionaba con my vision de Luma, de que Luma tenía que comunicarle más a la gente lo que estaba pasando, right? Like, that's why I didn't see anything wrong with accepting the proposal, right? It was like an opportunity for us to inform. And I was like, well, you could have done that, right? By bringing somebody weekly and have a segment, right? But not like you're accepting dollars now from this
And
corporation
so,
that
how are you going to be able to speak about them critically in the future when shit
exactly. So
pops
that's what
off?
people were saying, right? Like people were
Right.
questioning, like, how are you gonna, seleccionar como una like tu postura, right? Con
Right.
esto when you're accepting dollars from them for
Right.
advertisement.
Mm.
So it was just wrong. I saw a little bit wrong. I think again, it's he's living in this fast pace that he wants to be everywhere and accept any opportunity. And hey, listen, like we're all for good opportunities, but there's some opportunities that you have to like calm down and like really look into it before you go that deep. And I don't know. I was just mind blowing by how this came about.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So that's what I'm like, what's the price, baby boy? Like, yeah, and if they saw you sell for that, who's to say somebody else don't come and sell for that? You know what I mean? So
And also
it's
like
disheartening.
and also for me it was like the accountability because you're taking accountability but then you're saying, oh no, it wasn't like my decision or my
What?
personal
Whose decision
conviction.
is it for the company
It
that
was
you
like
own?
it was
Be
like
so
my
serious.
sales team and I'm like, bro, like you're saying it was your team, like
Right.
no, I'm sorry.
You know what I'm pretty. Whose team is it? Yours,
Thank you,
bro.
thank you. No.
No, it's just
So
my sales
Moluka, do
team.
better. Moluka, do better, please.
No, no, don't do better. Move out the way so that we can take the spot. Move out the way and let people who genuinely care for the culture and want to preserve it and want to build a bridge from island to diasporicans to educate the folks who don't want to sit here and sell this country out as it's been being sold for parts for so long. Like, you are in a space, and like I say all the time, like we have a responsibility when we get on these mics. We may say some wild shit, to an extent, but at the end of the day, we still have a responsibility to be as factual as we can. And
Absolutely.
when it comes to the love of our country and our culture, make sure that we are giving our absolute best. And that was not your absolute best.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what I'm
your
saying. Like
absolute
you
best.
can do
And
better.
I hope que el público keep their fucking foot on your necks so that
I mean,
for the next time, do freaking better.
yes, you have to. He has been in hot waters lately with a lot of things, right? Like he had the issue with the like the when he was saying about like the HIV situation not too
Mm-hmm.
long ago, like his ex-wife going on socials and saying like after they got together that he is very like everything about him and him. So he has been on like hot waters, and this is another layer of that, of like I feel like you it gets to the point that you have to reflect, right, and say
Yeah.
like, okay, let me step back, two step back, right? And I think he's in a position that he can do that, right? That he can step back a little bit, reflect on how he has been doing for so many years, right? He has gone in hot waters before with different things, but I feel like he's at a stage that you can, you mature, right? You mature. So
Yeah,
I think he's at a stage that he can step back and say and reflect and on everything that's going on.
for sure, for sure. Bueno, that has been our show. And I said we was gonna keep it short. 55 minutes in. These yapasauruses been yapping. So, like we said in the beginning, long story medium.
Mm-hmm.
Here is episode 22 now.
¿Qué?
Girl,
Episode 22.
episode 22.
Y con audio
Yes.
issues y con todo, y we're still here.
We're
We're
still
still
here,
here.
baby. We're still here.
We're still here.
Moving forward. Follow us if you haven't already on all the social media platforms: Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok at Boricua Culture Mix Pod. Dale un mensaje at our email, Boricua Culture Mix at Gmail. We're truly like, if you are willing to give your time at this point, we're willing to give our treasure and DoorDash monies. um for that exchange. And overall, dale, rate our stuff on all the platforms. We're on Apple Pod, Spotify, RSS.com, YouTube, iHeartRadio, all the things. YouTube también. Give us a comment, dale pa'lante, anímanos.
Sí,
We definitely need it, and it's much needed. And we thank you so much for listening week after week. We love putting this together, yapping about the love of our culture with you.
absolutely. Claro que
Ciao.
sí, claro que sí.
Oh, espérate. I have an
¿Qué?
announcement.
¿Qué?
Guess who's coming to Philadelphia?
Who?
Chewy.
Oh my God!
Tickets go
¿Cuándo?
on
¿Cuándo?
sale Friday. I believe the show is in October. Matter of fact, why am I thinking so hard? I do this every week. Like, why am I using so many brain cells? So they will be going to Taller Puertorriqueño, but tickets go on sale this Friday, the 15th. Do, 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 do,
But
do. Let's go to
they can
events.
also, yeah, no. I was gonna say they can also look at our socials because we've been
Oh, yeah.
posting about it, so you guys can learn a little bit of when it's, Chu's
They
gonna
will be
be.
in Philly October 11th at Taller Puertorriqueño. Tickets go on sale Friday. So, again, we've talked about Taller Puertorriqueño for Philadelphia and the amazing
Yes.
things that they do. They are bringing this great band together here in
Mhm.
Philly. So, let's go, guys. If you're in the
Vamos a apoyar el
area,
talento puertorriqueño.
vamos. I can't wait. I'm going. You going?
I'm going.
Oh, para eso sí, pero para
Yeah.
el labio no. But like, you wouldn't come with me to el labio.
Pero mira, eso vamos a hablarlo en el próximo pod, ¿ok? Porque tenemos que hablar de eso.
But anyway, ciao. Take care of yourselves and each other. We love y'all. And guess what? Every day that you breathe on this earth and you have Puerto Rican heritage, you are Boricua enough. Peace.
Ok, en esa estamos. Bye, cuídense.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.